I'm so glad nobody heard anything. Oh my god. I'm so glad you guys didn't hear anything. That is hilarious. I totally thought I was live too. Or, well, that I had hit the mute button. Oh my god, I love you guys so much. Whew. I feel better now. I might have smoked some pot before I got on, okay? I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you guys. I had to, though. I had to. So there is quite a bit going on in this crazy world. But from what I hear, the most interesting thing to me today is the fact that the moderators for the presidential debate now have a button that will turn off the mics and will make people shut up. Oh, is AJ in here? I really feel like you're full of poop because he never watches my shit. He doesn't even watch it afterwards unless I make him. And that's only when I say something funny. So I've got to back this up. I got to see who's all in here and see if anybody needs to be modded. And Chili Potato. I wasn't going pee. I was actually talking and playing the piano and going off on a tangent. And I'm so glad that you didn't hear me. No, Blind Justice did not get arrested again, my darling. I called and asked earlier today because someone else asked me that same question. Kitra, I love you too. Your painting is almost done. You're gonna love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's cool. It's very dark, but it is very cool. It's still pretty. I had to redo the eyes. The eyes just weren't right. Oh, Tupu, I'm so glad that you made it by. Kat, you're here. Yay. Indy, I'm going to have something so special for you. You're going to love it. So I know that I do some streams that, you kind of like, and I respect that. I really, truly do. And I respect the fact that you respect others for what they're comfortable with. I think that a lot of Christians struggle with that. They struggle with other belief systems but they don't want anybody to, of course, say that theirs is the wrong one or the right one. But you love like Jesus, dude. I fucking love it. Fucking love it. It makes me feel good to know that there are still people out there like you. Organ Rogue, Skim Doodle, I hardly seen you lately. Like hardly at all. Mighty Moses' girlfriend, you are such a sweetheart. I'm so sorry that you were fucking getting ganged up on the other day. That really pissed me off. I don't like it. Starbird, my new buddy. It is so good to see you. And I thank you for those kind words over at Kenny's today, because that it's really, really hard to try and be somebody who is I stick to my convictions unless somebody truly convinces me that I'm wrong from my point of view or how I feel about something. But I stick to my convictions and I stand on what I believe in no matter what circle I'm in. And that's hard to be that way, because you end up with people who hate on you on both sides of the fence because, well, I don't know what they're thinking, but I guess they could be thinking that I'm some kind of double agent. That shit's so funny. Or they think that I'm selling out my morals or my values somehow when I'm not. Because when I think that somebody's doing, if they're saying something that I know for a fact is not true, I'm going to say something. And if someone's being like too foul, I hate it when you guys say mean things about each other or to each other. It sucks. But I'm not your mom and I can't stop you, but I can shame you for it. And just ad hominem attacks are pointless. They're absolutely pointless. They're done out of frustration and anger, and I think desperation. Um, I have days where this whole world scares the fuck out of me, and the direction that we're going scares the fuck out of me. Not for myself, but for my kids and your grandkids, and I wish I had grandkids. My imaginary grandkids. Yeah, I was fog ducking hardcore, wasn't I, with that shit on mute? But it's just it's man, if we don't find a way to see eye to eye on some shit, even if we got to compromise somewhere, as long as we're not compromising our values and our core beliefs as to what is right and what is wrong, because I don't ever want anybody to do that. I think even if I disagree with them, I don't want anybody to do that. I know what it's like, and if you don't know what it feels like to be a whore or be treated like one, but not get paid, selling out what you believe in, it feels a bit like that. Hi, Desert Goat. Oh, you don't have a huge goat crush on me. I have a huge goat crush on me too. Oh yeah, but yeah, B squared does not like big heads at all. Starberg, you know what? I agree. I agree with that very much. You know, people get awful brave with their words and their hatred and their disdain from behind a keyboard. And I'm guilty of it too, and I'm ashamed of it. Every time I get, angry and I let it show, I let it come out, um, I feel horrible. I wish they did, but I love everybody. I really do. There are different degrees of love. Um, but, trust and believe that when something goes wrong in your guys' life personally, and I find out about it, it hurts my heart. And when there's something I can do to help, I'm there. Kitra's because you got a set of balls for days. 4 days. And I don't imagine you've hurt very many people in your life. I have. I've hurt a lot of people. And I guess when I sink to when I sink down to those ad hominem attacks, I don't want to be attacked that way. And so when I do it, when it all said and done, it feels like I did it to myself. And I think that's just the way that I care about human beings. And I guess it wasn't even beat into me. If it was, I beat it into myself to love people the way I love myself. And I'm hard on myself. Trust and believe that. Yes, B squared, you are. You're the best asshole ever. But I don't know. I guess I truly I feel that. I really do. I feel that. I love people Their life has value to me. Their experiences have value to me. Their pain has value to me. Their joy has value to me. And it means something to me when they're going through something. Even when I don't know them. I don't know. I'm a big old sap. Holy shit. So I am going to be on Schrodinger's cat tomorrow. I am nervous as hell. But oh, thank you. I was pitching him shit the other day in a live feed, and I've left like a bunch of comments on his videos, like off and on over the past year and a half, 2 years. I mean, back when like his channel was really, really rinky dink, and he would never respond. And there's a few times where like I would say something and think, all right, this is gonna get his attention, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into an argument with this guy because I do not agree with him. G-Tag, I love you, buddy. But he never responded. Well, I saw him in a live feed, and I'm just like, dude, you owe me an argument or something. And somehow that got turned into, I'm going to be on a show with him tomorrow. And I know that his crowd is full of people who are, you know, the ones that do know me, they hate me. And the ones that don't know me, well, they're going to hate me just because they don't know me. So I'm nervous. I'm really, 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 really nervous. I hope I do a good job. I hope I don't get pissy. I hope I don't think to, you know, an ad hominem attack on anybody. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's, there are people here who hate me. And that's okay. I mean, it really is. That's just fine. And I keep them far away from me. I make sure that I can't see anything they say. That way we can be in the same live feed and there's not going to be an issue. Even though, yes, I can tell when they're talking about me because people will say little responses to them that, you know, makes me curious. So I'll jump over onto my partner's account and I will see what whoever it is and what they're saying. And I'm just like, yep, I'm glad I couldn't see that. I should have stayed on mine. And then go back over to mine. Hi, Mike. Hi, Navy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try one more song and then see if I can't get one of you guys up here. Oh, holy shit! We got people up here. My dinger's not working. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? I can't stay up here long. I just wanted to say I cannot imagine how anybody could hate you. You're unhateable.
I appreciate that so much. But I got there's some people that, oh man.
Well, there's people out there who's got all kind of mental problems. So don't worry about it.
And the thing is they do, and it's not my kind of bucket of crazy. It's like it's like 2 buckets of crazy that they're packing around with them. So
yeah, a few light bulbs short of a chandelier, right?
Yes. But hey, I'm going to have a guest on here in the next couple of weeks that you are going to enjoy so much. He's a spiritual healer, and super amazing person. That's just he loves Jesus, and you can tell by just the way he is. He loves Jesus, and you're gonna like this guy. He doesn't push anything on anybody. I didn't know. I've known him for 2 years, and I didn't know.
What are we discussing?
We are discussing. We are discussing anything that you want. Oh my goodness. Kids, right? See, now I don't understand how anybody could not like you. You are very, very sweet. You're honest with how you feel about things, and you don't hold back any. So I don't know. I guess the thing I admire the most about people is their degree of honesty. And some people, they're so honest that it's almost hurtful sometimes, or all the time. Other people, they're honest, but they're gentle with their honesty. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
For me, any amount of dishonesty is nauseating. I forgive it because everybody has a level of dishonesty. I lie all the time. People ask me how I'm doing. My favorite answer is I'm good. And that's usually not the truth. Hi, David. How often do you guys find yourself lying when you really think about it?
I lie every day.
Me too.
I think it's
Not
just
so
a
much.
natural. It's a natural habit, Like if your wife says, "Hey, do I look fat in this?" Most people are saying, "No, you look great, honey."
I would never lie to a woman about that. Don't lie to her about that.
Look,
Don't let her go out looking like that.
look.
Call one of her girlfriends. So good. Or take a picture of her and be like, "Here, this is what you look like."
I mean, you also don't really even have to like it. Just no, you look beautiful. Yeah, that's the save all the time.
Yeah. Now that right there, I don't think I would take that as a lie, but I don't know. I would never ask my partner how I look in something because I know that they're not going to make me feel bad. And my daughter is, I love her to death. She let me go to work with my panty line showing, and I was so pissed when I found out because my boss like pointed it out real loud. She was like super obnoxious, kind of loud lady. Yeah, David, that was fucking gross, man. That was gross. But yeah, my daughter let me go to work like that one day, and I was like, Heidi, if I ever ask you how I look again, and you lie to me, just know you're not sparing my feelings. You're embarrassing me later. But some women, it really does hurt their feelings. Like it hurts them to the core. Like you're tearing them down when you tell them to change their shirt because it's a little tight, or whatever.
But don't you think that started back in like school when one of your girlfriends would make a disparaging comment about something you were wearing or whisper behind your back? I think girls are very vicious towards one another.
Oh, we are way bad, way bad.
Much more than men. Men with other men are bullshitters, but I think when it comes to their spouse or their girlfriend or their partner or whatever you want to name it, they're a little more gentle. Men have a tendency just not to. We have selective hearing when it comes to a woman's voice. Because a woman's voice pierces our hearing like immediately. Where another man, oftentimes you don't hear what they're saying, but a woman, the tone of their voice pierces our hearing. So we hear every word. So it's selectively that we do not hear your word or respond to you.
Huh. I think my partner was trying to explain that same concept to me the other day, and I couldn't track what he was saying. But, dude, I feel you. I hear you. Thank you. No, that really does. That means it helps because it's hard to communicate with the opposite sex, period. Unless it's a buddy. Buddies are, I don't know, it's just different somehow.
Yeah, because you don't expect, there's no expectations of anything that you don't feel like rejection. I have a very good friend. I've known her my entire life. Our parents were friends. And Carolyn and I can talk about anything. And her husband just can't understand like some of the topics that we will just openly discuss with one another. He can't believe that like she would have that, because she doesn't have that same sense with her own husband to sit down and have conversations about like really strange subjects, and I don't want to mention anything, but we can talk from headaches to hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
And not have, it's just nothing. And a lot of
I think one of the reasons that there's difficulty in communication between men and women is that oftentimes there's at least a consideration of something is on the line, like a relation, like some sort of possible future hookup or something like that is on the line. And if you don't have that on your mind at all, actually communicating with the opposite sex is not difficult at all,
Yeah.
Because I, my wife and I love each other. We there's no chance I'm gonna want to hook up with anybody else, and so I don't have trouble communicating with women because I never consider anything as a possibility. So it's there's no risk.
My best friend, in my eyes, he's like asexual. He's not a he. He's not a she, but he's definitely not a he because he's just Bill.
Yeah. So you're not putting anything in the future at risk as far as just talking to him, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about, oh wow, if I say this, there might be a potential hookup, or there might not be a potential hookup, or if you don't want to, you might think, oh well, I don't want to say something because I don't want them to think that there will be, and if you just don't ever consider that as a possibility, it's just not something you worry about.
And it makes it so much easier to just be a human being.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I couldn't talk to Bill about. I mean, I think he knew my monthly schedule better than I did. And he was my best friend. God, he's getting married here soon too, and it's just like, holy crap, dude! He's finally with a woman who treats him good and loves him and is kind to him, and it's like the best thing ever. I'm so glad I approve of her.
That's cool.
She really is wonderful to him. It is so amazing because he was with this one woman for years, and she treated him so badly, and she was running around on him all the time, and like he knew it, and he would tell people, "Don't tell me anything about her, because ignorance is bliss, and I'm gonna die a happy motherfucker," he would say. And when somebody who's like 7'2" tells you not to say anything about this or that or the other, you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
But it would break my heart all the time, when she'd be like a couple hours late coming home from work, and he'd be like, "I don't know where she is," and I would like have to leave the room because I lived upstairs and they lived downstairs, and I'd have to go back upstairs and just cry for a minute for my friend because I knew what was going on, and he made me promise to never tell him.
Mm.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Rough. And when they finally split up, we moved into a house together with my daughter, my partner at the time, and my best friend Bill. We moved into a house together out in Westport, and it was like sleepover camp all the time. And then he finally met a nice girl, moved to Oregon, hardly see him anymore. So once every few months he'll text me and be like, "Hey, you got room for me still?" Now, I live in a very tiny house. Very tiny. Ask me squared. It is very tiny. But that 7'2" SOB, I'll make room for you, dude. I will make room. Yep, no matter what. No matter what, I will make room for you. And I'll always ask, what's wrong? Oh, I'll just check and make sure. Make sure I still have a place to go with the stand.
Well, if all else fails, you can put him out in the pasture with those overgrown dogs.
Yeah, but see, then he would be at my daughters then, you know. But,
Oh, well,
but
yeah.
my daughters love him too. They adore him. That is their Bill.
That's fine.
He's impossible not to like. He really is. He's impossible not to like.
Cool.
When I meet somebody who doesn't like him, I'm just like, oh, I don't like you.
Well, like I said, I can't stay on here long. I just wanted to come up and say, man, I think you said somebody was hating you. Man, that's I just can't imagine that. You are a very kind person, and you just why somebody would hate somebody as kind as you, I don't know. Keep chin up.
Well, that means a lot to me. It really does.
Keep your chin up. I want to hear some of that music. One of these days, we need to get Pug back on here and do some more singing.
I should text him and see if he's free.
Yeah. I don't have time tonight, but man, I'd love to do it again.
Yes, definitely.
That guy's got. I would just love to hear him. That guy's got some talent.
He is so good, and he has improved. Just over the past couple of years, he has improved so much. Like, I am so jealous of his ability to pick things up.
Yeah. It's hard for me to sing with him because his style is so different than mine. But I really respect what he's able to do. It's amazing. We sing very, very different styles, but that don't necessarily blend real well. But man, I love to hear that guy sing and play the guitar. And you, I've been hearing improvement with you in your piano playing.
I try it.
Well, anything you do a lot of, you're just naturally gonna get better.
Yeah.
So
I try to play every day for at least half an hour or so, just
cool.
so I don't forget where my fingers are supposed to go.
I need to get my son to go on another live stream with me and have him play. He went on a live stream with me once, and he was playing the ukulele during part of it.
That would be so cool.
He taught himself how to play, and now he's got like a collection of ukuleles, and he's getting a banjo. He's got a banjolele, and now he's getting a banjo. So he's just kind of like teaching himself these string instruments, and starting with the uke, and he's got different kinds of ukuleles and different types of sounds and so on. And he's one of these guys that's got perfect pitch. He's got such a good ear and great voice. Just pretty cool. But he's an introvert, so he doesn't really like to play for other people.
Well, like, he doesn't have to show himself; he can just play.
Right, that's what he does. That's how he relaxes. He just goes in the other room and sits down and picks out stuff and on the ukulele and just plays. And he does it more for his own self than anybody else. But occasionally we can get him to play. And his name is Josiah. It's interesting. We got Josiah on the here in the house. Yeah. Spelled the same way except for an O instead of an E.
I can hear both beautiful names. I love them.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a cool nickname growing up. I got stuck with Noli.
Well,
and this is a boy's name. Like, what? Yeah.
It's a name I've never heard before, actually. You're the only Noli I've ever known.
I was too, for me, until just a few years ago, and like they're everywhere. They're more like they're in Greece, and they're in Italy, and they're in like Middle Eastern countries, and also in oh my goodness, in Thailand. There's a bunch of Nolis in Thailand.
Huh.
It's a very common name in Thailand.
I just Googled Noli, and Noli Yoga is the first thing that comes up, and it's women's yoga apparel and activewear.
Weird, right? There's,
So,
also, there's also a designer of jewelry that uses the name Noli, and I'm just like,
well, it's evidently there's Noli is a coast commune of Liguria, Italy, province of Savona.
yeah, it is also a place, but it means child of God or follower of Jesus or something. I can't remember.
Huh.
It means something really pretty. How's that?
Cool. That's really cool. It's evidently a Latin derivative. Well, in Latin it means do not. Let's see what it means in some other language. Because
Great dude. Right on.
now a warning against touching or interference.
That is great. Now, see, now I get a kick out of that one. That was good. That was really good.
There's actually a Noliism, founder of Noliism, which believes that while life means suffering, Buddhism, you can still be and look fabulous.
I love it.
There you go. So you can still look and feel fabulous. And I don't think you have to suffer Buddhism. So, you don't have to do that. Now, there's evidently a lot of different meanings to Noli.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, here you go. Noli is a girl's name. Names.org. What does the name Noli mean? According to a user from Texas, the name Noli means very sweet little girl.
Huh.
And then a submission from Colorado, USA says Noli means gift of God.
There we go.
There you go. That's the one you heard, right?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah. So there's so many different definitions to it. It's really kind of cool. It means what you want it to mean. But I have
really pretty name.
You are the only person I've ever heard with that name. My daughter just said it's a very pretty name.
Thank you.
She said thank you. I've got my headset on so she can't hear you. She can only hear. And she said, "You're welcome." Yeah, but yeah, it's a very interesting name. I've never heard it before. And hey, save the humans. So yeah, it's cool. I like unique names. My son and my daughter both have names that are not super common, although Josiah has become more common, and Eliana. Both of those names have become more common than what we had hoped.
I named my youngest daughter Aiden because there's no girls named Aiden. There's so many girls named Aiden. What the heck?
My daughter's best friend, her brother is named Aiden.
It is a typical name for a boy, but I'd never seen a girl named Aiden before, and I love that name, and I really, really, really wanted to have a son because I already had a daughter. And when I found out I was having a girl, I was like, I don't care. I like the name. I'm keeping it.
Well, my wife, she nixed my idea for a name for our daughter because we were wanting a name out of the Bible, but something that wasn't like a super common name. And we ended up going with Eliana, even though it's not in the Bible, because it means literally means God has answered our prayer. But what I wanted to name her was Jael, which English is spelled Jael, and she thought she would really get a lot of trouble from that. But it comes from Judges chapter 4, and I'll read you just a little bit of the story of Yael. This is really kind of cool. And I'll give you, so I don't have to read the whole chapter. There was a battle, and there was a pursuit, and one of the guys had kind of broken off, and he was trying to run away. And it says, Barak pursued after the chariots and after the host until Harosheth of the Gentiles, and all the hosts of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Yael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. For there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him, "Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not." And when he had turned in unto her tent, she covered him with a mantle or blanket. And he said to her, "Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty." And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. And said, and again he said unto her, "Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be that if any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, is there a man in there? You shall say, No." Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail from the tent, and took a hammer in her hand, and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into his temple, and fastened it into the ground. For he was fast asleep and weary, so he died.
Oh, wow.
That's brutal. I mean, can you imagine what it takes to take a tin spike and go from his and go through his temple all the way through his head and fasten it into the ground? She was a tough chick. Nobody messed with that gal.
Right?
And then Deborah, who was one of the judge of Israel at the time, she in the next chapter, Judges chapter 5, she writes a song about Yael because she was such a heroine to the nation. So I thought
cool. I love that. That would have been a sweet name.
Yeah, I loved it, but it because the way it's spelled, people are like, "Oh, she's jail. Is she in jail?" You know, and yes, but anyway, it is what it is. But I thought it was a cool name.
Yeah, I do too. That is a really cool name. And the Bible has some of the best battles in it. Like I've read it all the way through 3 times, and I was locked up one time, and another time I was just trying to hide out and stay clean and sober, and so that's what I did with my time. Yeah, and the 3rd time I did it for spiritual reasons.
Yeah.
But man, I got such I would get so sucked into the battles that I would find myself awake at 2:00 in the morning. Like I gotta read just a little bit more to see what happens.
Absolutely. Oh, Save the Humans want to know if you missed me singing. I wasn't singing tonight, but the name I originally wanted for my son, and I'm very happy with the name Josiah. He was a king at age 7 or 8, something like that. But he was pretty cool dude. But I wanted the name Jehoshaphat because I thought that was a really cool name. But my wife and her better judgment.
Go with that one. I don't love that one. I don't like the way that it sounds. That's all. Yeah.
That's why I liked it, because nobody else would like it. Weird that way. But
Josiah's a bit better.
Yeah, Josiah's. I mean, it's a pretty cool heritage to live up to. So
it is.
So he, the nation of Israel had kind of fallen away from the Lord, and he became king. And then one of his people had stumbled across these scrolls, and it was the law. It was the Tanakh, or is the Torah, the first 5 book, what we call books of the Bible, the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, and brought it to him, and he started reading that, and he said, "Wait a minute, guys, we are doing this all wrong," and had the nation go into a time of fasting and mourning and prayer, and tore down the Asherah poles and the things that they had built to false gods, and said, we need to come back to what the one true God is saying, and so there's kind of quite a restoration, and God blessed the city or blessed the nation under Josiah. So pretty cool stuff.
I agree.
But Jehoshaphat, I liked him because of the battle. He was one of those that was hugely outnumbered, and was able to go out and with the power of the Lord go out and take on the enemy. So it's cool. Well, hey, I'm going to jump off here. I think I'm losing your I think I'm going to lose your audience. Keep talking about the Bible.
Oh, hey, I don't
Chipper's
mind.
not a fan.
I love all religions. I think that they're amazing and they all have such great history to them. And their way of life 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, I find very interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just,
Yeah. I say the human says he wanted the name Seth. That's another great
that's
name.
my nephew's name.
Great character out of the Bible. Well, hey, I've got to jump off here. I got some stuff to do, and I had a long day today, so I'm going to hopefully get to bed soon. So I'll get my breaks done in the morning. So.
All right. Well, have a good night. Sweet dreams.
Good night. See you guys. Have a great one.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Oh, I adore him. He's such a good person.
Yeah, I come from, well, I spent 18 years of my life in school, and I went from first grade to my master's degree.
Oh, wow.
All Jesuits. I was taught by Jesuits. And the Jesuits are the very liberal thinkers of the Roman Catholic Church. So when you were saying when you first mentioned like lying and stuff like that, it was drilled into us because of confession and all of that, to tell the truth, no matter the consequences. Own up to what you say, and if you lie, accept it, and apologize for it. Bring it out. Don't let it linger and eat you away.
And it really does.
Oh, it does. Any type of I don't like the word hate. I would like much rather use the word dislike. Any form of dislike that you have towards anyone, it will eat you away if you hold it. And that's why forgiveness doesn't deal with the other person. Forgiveness is for self. It's not for the other person. It is for self. Because the self, you are the one gaining from it by letting it go and forgiving.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that to my bones. I spent a lot of years knowing that there were certain people, if I ever saw them and I was in my car, I was running them over. And if I wasn't in my car, whatever weapon I had on me was going to go into their body, period. Because of what they had done to me. I just, it scarred me for life, what they had done to me when I was a child. And it really did. I didn't notice then, but it really did affect me on a level to where it affected my personality and how I saw other people and how I treated other people, how I treated myself.
Yes.
When I finally was able to let go and just forgive them, not for them and not for what they'd done to me, but forgive them in a way that I can let go of it and it no longer be a part of my life.
Well, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. Because when you forgive, you don't have to forget, because that lesson, if you truly forgive, has become a lesson, and you will always be aware of that lesson when you're going to cross that line again, like to lash out or hate or whatever. You go back to like, whoa, that is not me. I don't have to hold on to this. This is insignificant, because most of the things that we hold on to in our life are very insignificant.
You know, in the long run, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can be deeply scarred as a child, but like, there's people get petty, and that's what I see on YouTube. And now that we have live panels, I see the pettiness for what it is when I can attach it to a human who is speaking to me rather than try and decipher what they've said in chat, because chat can be, you miss all the nuances. You don't know. Like when you talk to a person, you can sort of, just by the way they talk and the things they talk about, you hear the voice, you hear the inflection, you get a better understanding of where they're coming from. Because you can write hate all you want in the chat. It doesn't sound like when a person verbally says hate, I hate this. And it's like when someone says I hate, it's like, wow, like they haven't reached that level of acceptance of self. And you have reached that level. And that's what I like about you, Noli, since I was first talked to you. And like, I don't think you should have any fear, like, of talking to Schrodinger at all, because you are firmly planted in your, beliefs and your positions and your opinions. And he is firmly planted in his, but you can have a discussion without, you know,
Well, he's quite the name caller. He is quite the name caller.
well, he is, but he is that way.
I don't think he'll do that to me, though.
No, I don't think he will. One-on-one, he won't. I watch him all the time, and I enjoy his programming. There are a lot of things that I disagree with, and because, like, you can tell someone the truth without hurting them. It just, words are very selective, and if people only took the time to understand that speech is a voluntary action. There's a filter between your brain and your mouth. And as long as you're aware of that, your awareness of self will stop you from saying mean things, because you get to think, before you say, or you should think before you say. In any situation, you should assess it and then, go from there. Not just, and that's why keyboards are so easy. You can just, because on a keyboard, I can become very, almost trolly, and but when you're talking to someone, you can't do that, because you can hear the voice, you can hear the feeling, you can hear the hurt, you hear all of it, you hear the emotion when you talk to someone. So I don't think you have anything to fear with talking to him at all. He's very intelligent.
Yeah, and I am sending him, like, just like a short summary of the points that I plan on making and where I got my information from, just so that
Yeah.
he's prepared for whatever it is that I have to say, and just out of respect for his channel and whatnot. And I don't know, I guess I like to like the interview that I had yesterday with Anuna. She I sent her the questions that I planned on asking. I sent her just general ideas of those questions way ahead of time, so that she could have answers prepared, so that she didn't feel quite so on the spot. And I don't know, I guess I just feel like I don't know. It's just respectful to do it that way. If it's an interview style or even a debate style type of conversation.
Well, yeah, you have to you have to agree to the terms of any debate. And if you're going to have, that's like in philosophy, if you're going to have any philosophical debate, you always have to define the word that you're going to use. Because if both of you don't have the same definition, the debate's going nowhere.
Yes.
It just turns into an argument. You know, you have to define your words and, just make sure. But no, if you stick to a classical debate, or you're not even having a debate, you're having an interview.
Yeah, well,
And
conversation is what I think
yeah,
we're doing. Yeah.
and it's like, it's just ideas. They're just your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs against his thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And if you can walk away from that with just respect for one another, or even enter into that with respect for one another, you're better off. Because if you go with a grudge,
respect for him, definitely, for sure. Because again, I appreciate what people like him do. Because when there is bullshit going on within the auditing, activism, and cop watching community, especially shit that's either just shifty or is illegal or is just people need to be made aware of. Manipulating your viewers to get what you want they're real people. They're real people. Why would you manipulate anybody to get anything out of them? That's not right. But these guys, they point that shit out. They make people aware of it so that they can make a decision with knowledge. They can make a decision on whether or not they want anything to do with that person.
yes.
With all the information. And I think that's really important because, man, there are so many people that I used to really put tons of effort towards helping them, and then slowly saw that they weren't what I thought they were. And it's frustrating to have to go through it that way. It's wasteful to have to go through it that way. As far as, my time and energy and stuff, it's, my time and energy have value. And that's why I think I focus most of my time into work, which, I was just volunteering for the police accountability report, but I now have a contract with them. And I love it. I feel like I can really, them being reporters or being journalists, they're only there to tell the story. They're not supposed to get involved any deeper than that. They're not supposed to try and help these people or anything else. They are just there to, observe and report.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I get to now take that position of where I can help these people. So it's not just their story getting out there. I'm finding resources for them to get help. I'm finding people who are more knowledgeable in this, that, or the other to also join in and help them. And it's making a bigger impact and a bigger difference in the lives of others who are afraid beyond belief about what might happen to them.
Yeah, and people often pose questions to other individuals. And instead of someone saying, I don't know, but I'll get back to you on that, or I will provide you with that information, they never acknowledge that they don't know the answer. And that is frustrating for someone who is seeking an answer, not like a lot of these First Amendment auditors do with the harassment and stuff like that. And I don't even want to go off on that tangent. But
no, it's frustrating. Some of it is flat out harassment. Why are you screwing with the public? That's not what you're there for.
Yeah. And, I want to bring up a point, like, just Now you look at Schrodinger and you look at vilified. They're two different individuals, and they come at the topic from two different places. They make fun of it, but they do it in their own way based on their positions, their beliefs, and their opinions. I mean, just look at the difference between vilified freedom and Schrodinger's cat. You know, both of them have knowledge, and both of them look at the community, and they'll go through videos, and they bring awareness. And there are different people who follow Schrodinger. Well, vilified like Schrodinger, he likes Degeneration Nation, you know, that genre that they're into. But I really like vilified also because he is very firm in his belief and his salvation in Christ, regardless of what anyone believes.
I'm not familiar with him, and I'm trying to look him up, and I can't find him. Could you share a link?
Oh, I can't because I'm on a tablet. But he's under vilified freedom.
Don't think I'm familiar with him. Okay. All right.
He's really good. It's just vilified freedom.
Yep. Okay, I found him.
He's got a beard, long beard.
Cool. I just subbed him, so I'm gonna check him out.
He's very good. You'll like him. Every Sunday he has.
I like him already.
Every Sunday he has. It's strictly like he talks to people. They pray for people. You know. Yeah. He's a very interesting man. And like when it comes to faith, everyone has a faith or whatever they choose, and no one should ever be put down for their faith.
I know.
In whatever religion. You know, it's like I'll be very honest with you and forthright right now. Like I grew up like everybody. I always say I was 18 years of my life I spent in an institution. And they go, what? And it's like, yeah. Now, the Christ that you believe in and the Christ that I understand are two different things, because you come from a faith-based acceptance of Christ, where I come from. I can understand who Christ is because of the theology and how the theology builds this person up to be the Christ. So I come from a very theological understanding of Christ, but I don't believe that there ever was a living person named.
So the stories of Jesus, you understand the concept and how they're the important stories, but you don't believe that man existed?
Yes, I understand the theological basis of the Christ, because Jesus and the Christ are two separate things.
Yes.
Jesus is a person, and the Christ is a theological basis. So I understand it through that.
So are you still are you under the belief that we're still waiting for the first coming of Christ then, or like more of a Jewish point of view?
I understand it from a theological point of view.
So you're not actually religious in any manner then?
I grew up. I grew up that way, and I still love the traditions. But I understand it in a totally different way than most, because when you have a theological education, to back that up, it changes you. It changes what you believe, because you're believing in the average person believes in the faith of what a preacher or a priest or a minister or a spiritualist, whatever, tells them. They accept that on faith.
Yes. Now I don't like I once was of that category, I guess, at one time. I have shifted, and for many reasons. For many reasons, not just my NDE, but just humanity itself has really pushed me over to a different side of things where, you know, when I tell people, you know, I love Jesus, I think, you know, Jesus was a rebel and he was a badass, and I would, if I could love people the way that he loved people, that would be so amazing. That would feel so good.
And see, that's the whole thing. Like, you understand, like, Christ as a human being, the rebel, the, fight for, what you believe in, and all of that. And the Bible has beautiful, beautiful stories that teach you beautiful, wonderful lessons, simple lessons, very simple lessons. It was all planned that way. Like, the Bible just didn't appear. The Bible was selected by men that has a beginning and an end.
Yes.
There are tons of books that were, oh, well, we don't want this book and we don't want that book because it doesn't fit the whole theological purpose
Yeah,
of
I feel
getting
like
it.
they did that because they couldn't use those books to control people.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point behind it, is that it was put into, by the ecumenical council, that this is the Bible, the beginning and the end. All those books were handpicked to tell a story and to get to the completion. The New Testament, the Old Testament, is all in expectation of the Christ. And then when Jesus comes, he was proclaimed the Christ, not by the Jews.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to see, the minute he became because the Jews were waiting for the Christ. And then they put, like, oh, well, we're going to put Jesus up there. And it's like, oh, then you have the whole trial. Like, who are we going to crucify? Like, boom, 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 boom. So, and then that whole, it's all there to tell a story, a very simple story, a very strong, straightforward story. It is everything that everybody should, and I say that lightly because not everybody should. We should accept people, of different religions for their faith in their religion. But the Bible tells a story of completeness, of wholeness, from beginning to end. But I understand it from, it's like I know several priests who left the priesthood and they got married, they have children, they're very devoted, Catholics, but they have a different perspective. My one friend said to me, he said, he said, when I was ordained, he said, I had this torch and I was going out there to save the world. And he said, like, after 10 years, he said, I was walking around with my hand in front of a candle, praying to God that it wouldn't blow out.
Oh.
Because and another thing that people don't understand, and I'm talking theologically, I'm talking like the church and not as the church as the body of Christ, but as the church as run by men. The church is a political institution.
Yes, it is.
and it has extreme politics in it. You don't go from this little lowly parish priest or minister, even if you are not if you are a Protestant denomination, you don't go from a minister to a bishop overnight. It has to be that it's in the Roman Church. It's based on political power, which is based on money. And the more you bring into the church, the more you will advance in the church.
Yeah, and that doesn't seem right. That
It doesn't. It's not right, but it is. It's a political institution run by men who are very fallible.
right?
Yeah.
So much so.
So it's better to have a humble faith than to be like I had a very, I didn't think anything of my faith. I believed it fully until I went into college. And then when you start taking, theological studies and Old Testament history and Old Testament theology and New Testament theology, and I don't have a degree in theology, but when you go to a Catholic university, you have to take religion. And once you take that religion, and you find out this is a system, this is systematically laid out. So you get from point A to point B to point C to point D. It's all systems. It's like you have to follow this order. And you can put that even, we'll transfer that over to the judicial system. It's a system that you have to apply in a certain way to get from point A to point B. And if you want to question any of that, or you want to reform any of that, you have to go through the process, and you may end up being called a heretic.
Oh, most likely you will be, and you'll be ostracized, like
Yeah.
discredited, and that's when if you happen to have anything bad in your past, that's when the church will go ahead and let it come out and have you arrested for it.
Yeah, see, politics and religion are the same thing. They control the masses. And it's like if you can, I think it was, I don't know if it was Lenin from Russia.
Oh yeah,
He said,
yeah.
if you give me a child, from the age of 1 to 7, and he will, whatever he is taught, that child, you just form that child into believing. Because children learn so much in the first 5 years of their life. You learn more in the first 5 years of your life than you do in your remaining years. Because you're looking up to your parents who taught you to talk, how to act. I mean, you're emulating your parents in their actions, in their mannerisms, in their words, in their actions. So whatever environment is a very, important thing for a child. And we live in a system where by just accident of birth, that, that's how we look at the world. I was very fortunate that I had grandparents who didn't want me to go to public school, and they provided my education all the way through college. I was an only grandchild on my mother's side of the family. So you get, not everybody, like Beethoven wouldn't have been Beethoven if his father was a blacksmith.
True. Yeah.
You know, so like nurture is a lot. Your environment, the people you are around mean so much. That's like young men who grow up in a black neighborhood or young women who grow up in a black neighborhood. Who do they have to emulate? I mean, they have a mother who may not be married, most likely isn't. There is no father figure around. So they emulate the people that they come in contact with in the street, in their neighborhood. You know, and unless you are strong willed or you have a strong willed mother, you will end up in that neighborhood and in that lifestyle and just perpetuate it. Unless you have a strong willed parent.
Yeah. Well, it's like that in the white trailer parks too, though.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm just using that as an example because it's more like there's so much going on in the world, and you know everybody talks about like privilege, like white privilege. White privilege doesn't exist. There are more freaking white poor people in this world than there are black people in America. You know what I mean? It's like, so don't get that white privilege thing.
We'll have to have the discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely on the other side of it. But I grew up in a mixed household where we had, my one side of my family is Native, the other side is white, and then my dad married a black woman, and so I have stepsisters and stepbrothers that are black, and so I kind of got a really up close and personal view of what I consider to be white privilege, and I think it is a very real thing. But I'm going to go ahead and allow for a subject change because we are starting to put people asleep, my dear.
I'm sure we are.
Joe Black just popped in.
Let Joe Black talk.
Hello.
Joe Black.
Oh, I wanted to talk about religion.
Oh, well, you're going to put
specifically Genesis chapter 38. It's a great story if you haven't read that one.
I've read them all, but please go ahead and refresh my memory. What part of Genesis?
What point do you want to make, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, just a great story. I encourage everyone to read that. I'm not sure what the meaning of it is. Basically, God kills this guy. The guy's father wants children, and the thing at the time was basically to have another son marry that woman. So he sends his other son. God objects and kills that guy. He sends his last son. God kills him as well. Then the woman goes and then disguises herself as a prostitute, sleeps with the man, to bear a child, and then he gets upset, but he can't really say anything because he basically went with what he thought was a prostitute.
Could you name drop, because I'm trying to recall this story, and it does feel vaguely familiar.
Genesis chapter 38.
No, I mean, well, my Bible is not near me. I'd have to move stuff and get in my wheelchair and go to get it. Can you, the name of the woman?
Hang on, I'll have to look that up again. So give me 1 moment.
Wait a minute here.
I no longer keep my Bibles or anything next to my area where I sit in the living room because I have paint stuff everywhere and I don't want to get paint all over it. Matter of fact, I can't really tell a lie. I'm pretty sure it's gathering some dust too where it's sitting at this point. I love prostitutes, Rue. They work they work damn hard for their money, and they deserve respect and dignity too. I really do feel that way for anybody who thinks
One of the guys' name, I think the first guy's name was E-R.
Say that one more time.
The first guy.
HIRAH.
No. What? Shua. SHUA.
Okay. Well, all right, I'm gonna have to write it down.
Yeah, there's ER. Yeah.
Because the story is not. I mean, like it's vaguely ringing a bell, but now that like I should know it immediately in my mind. I should.
No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
I was so
something you
obsessed
should know.
with all the stories in the Bible. For years, I loved them. It was like my favorite book.
Yeah.
But do you need something, you poor dog? My lord, my dog's gonna make me get up anyway. So you guys, please talk away. It's gonna take me a minute. I gotta get my chair and get to the door and put the dog out. But I'll be right back. Hey, puppy girl, I'm coming.
Oh, well, anyway, it's a great story. Everyone should go read that one. And there's definitely a message in there somewhere. Got no idea what the message is. One of the stories they took out of the Bible, didn't include anymore, is when Jesus met some dragons. Some baby dragons. Don't go near them. They're dangerous. They'll eat you. But they were friends to him, or friendly to him.
Yeah, there's as like the Bible as we know it today is just so set in stone, and there are so many other books out there, and they say, oh, the lost books of the Bible. There are no such things as lost books of the Bible. They're just books that weren't included into the Bible because it didn't fit the narrative. It didn't fit the story and how the outcome of the story should be.
It's all just made up.
Pardon?
It's all basically copyrighted from older stories and books.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, you can take and look at it from the Egyptian point of view. I mean, from the Egyptian point of view, and all of that all had an influence on the Israelites, and I mean, it just did. It just formed their whole. See, that's in school. We had a subject that was called the evolution of God in Christianity. And when you say that to people, it's like, oh, how can God evolve? Well, the idea of God, the concept of God evolved into the God we know in the Bible today. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, well, the best analogy I can think of is from a book by Douglas Adams. It's one of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series.
Okay, I've never read any of those.
Oh, they're brilliant books. They give you a lot of insight into human behavior and, well, just everything. But basically, this one guy ends up on a planet, and there's this one sort of crazy guy who says can communicate with the almighty Bob, who is their god, and Bob talks through him, and he says he should get the best cuts of meat to when they make sandwiches.
Yeah, so it brings it down into a very understandable, level that, kids today or anyone who reads that series can understand the concept of God,
Yeah, how they
quote
made it
unquote.
and why.
hmm and like we live in the society that we live in today, where, I mean, we have three Abrahamic religions all fighting against one another. We have Christians, Jews, and Islam. It's like, and they all came from the same source. And we fight amongst ourselves all the time. But yet we believe in the same God. And I always used to find it interesting that when the Germans were fighting the war, or the Italians were fighting a war, or the French were fighting a war, their priests would go out and bless the army in the name of God to go fight another army who has also been blessed in the name of the same God to kill one another.
Yeah, that's basically every war ever.
Yeah.
Both sides, they've been blessed by their particular god, so they are definitely going to win. Both sides, yeah, every war ever.
And that's why we really don't need to mix religion in with politics, because it's, when you look at people who live in under different systems of government, they are just people, just like you and I. They are not the government. They have the same desires and wishes and goals that every human being has. But it's the governments that fight amongst themselves. And they enlist people in armies to fight for them and pay them and tell them that this is a just thing that we are doing. Like, I mean, people today don't even acknowledge. You'll hear all kinds of nonsense about irrelevant things. And one of the most relevant things is, like, we've been in a war. I don't know where you're from, Joe, but like the United States, we've been in a war for, it'll be 20 years next year. 20 years. The longest war ever.
Well, for America,
Yeah.
I 100% disagree with the war and pretty much any war that America has stuck their nose in outside of World War II. I think it was all out of greed.
Oh, it is. Yeah, war is.
And selfishness and wanting to take what other people have.
Yeah, because asset control is the thing that makes the world go round.
How long's the war on drugs been going on? Well, that was a lot longer than 20 years.
Oh, the war on drugs started in like 1974 or something like that.
Yeah, Nixon era, I think.
The Nixon era, yeah.
So
that was before I was born. Just saying, before I was born.
Yeah, so that's 20 years is nothing really.
No. But I mean, with the war on drugs, we're just not massively killing.
Yes, you are.
Song or something. I'm sorry, I'm not all goofy tonight.
Well, we're not dropping bombs.
We are. We've been dropping 7 every, or what is it? No, 12 every hour or something like that right now.
No, I mean on the war. We're talking about the war on drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Would you consider a grenade,
on
flashbang? They're types of bombs.
Yeah.
They're just the smaller ones than the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
find
yeah.
something and play it for Kitra because she needs me to. Is that okay, guys?
What was
Yep.
this? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you include the lyrics.
No, I only have fuck off lyrics. I don't sing. Come on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Those are naturally included.
Your lyrics.
I can't get through a song without fucking it up. I try, but I can't.
Oh, your lyrics are the best part.
I think
Closely
so.
followed by the playing.
Here we go. I haven't tried this one in a long time. I might really be bad. I don't know.
See, what I like about conversation like this, I don't read the chat.
Oh, balls.
There you go.
Damn it. Son of a whore. That's as far as I got. It was great, right, guys? It was great. It was awesome. I think I played that one time, like maybe 6-8 months ago. I tried.
So, Nolly, what subject do you want to change it to? Just as I got on.
I for me, I don't care. I like to discuss religion and
Yeah, but it gets boring for the chat.
yeah, exactly. And especially if they don't really have a whole lot to say other than, I don't really believe in any of it, or, then it's like, it's really boring for them. And I don't like to do that. I like to include everybody into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kitra loved my song. She thought it was awesome. Woohoo! You guys have anything as far as in the community that you would like to point out or talk about? I know that there is court tomorrow for
Blind Justice.
If anybody is unaware, yes, if they stop him from going in with his devices, he will hand over his devices so that he can go in. He is not jeopardizing
something I wanted to ask you is tomorrow's hearing a bond reduction hearing?
I believe it is.
Okay, so it is not. His November case still stands. This is a bond reduction. Okay, I had to figure that out because it's like, why would they move his date back? And then I was thinking, when you mentioned bond reduction in Kenny's thing, I thought that's it, because they can't hold the they're two separate things, so they can't have do both of them in one thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So we're a bond hearing tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That set my heart free from trying to figure that out. Because misinformation is a thing with the internet that bothers me terribly. People believe everything they hear or whatever they see typed in chat, and they don't question it. And that's how rumors start. And then you get bickering and fighting, and all this nonsense that's going on these panels is ridiculous.
I agree. And some people I'm like, obviously they're doing it on purpose. Okay, HPR, I'm coming. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, come on. Your beard looks great, man. It's actually a lot thicker than it used to be. Looking good. Loving it.
It's rough. Right on. How you doing, Noli?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
It's Joe Blunt. Good to see you.
Hello. How are you?
I'm about to catch some shut-eye. We're still traveling back to North Carolina from Colorado.
Oh, that's right. You are with Jeff. Okay.
I totally forgot that you went with him too.
It's all good.
Yeah. How? That's terrible.
I know. I haven't even had time to tune into Jeff. Like, I ended up getting stuck working yesterday. Like, just sometimes it takes me way longer to do something that I think is going to take me 5 minutes. It takes 5.5 hours.
Yeah, I thought it was going to take like 5 minutes to get to Colorado, and it's like 3 days later we make it. I hear you.
Oh, did you meet up with Raz?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sipping on a little beer. It's my birthday today, so hell yeah.
Hey, happy birthday.
Well, yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Right on. Thank you.
So how is North Carolina treating you?
I don't know. I'm not there. No, I wish we could be there tomorrow for Mike, but he still wasn't even bonded out while we were on our trip up to Colorado. So unfortunately, we're not going to be there for that. But I definitely wish we could be. And I'm glad to hear with the information you just gave that he's not going to try to go on with his devices, but will comply if it comes down to that. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think a few people are planning to be with him.
That's great to hear. We were hoping somebody would. I'm glad to hear that too. For sure.
Yeah, I'm. The thing I'm worried about is if they close the courtroom down and they don't allow him in there with his devices. Like, what's going to be going on in there that they don't want anyone to see?
Oh, they're absolutely going to do that.
And that's going to bother me, and I'm going to probably flip out about it.
You really shouldn't flip out about it, and it's not a secret court. It's just that they're doing everything to accommodate Mike. And the reason, like if they let everybody in who's holding a sign down there or who's on Mike's side, it's going to be a free-for-all. And you just can't have that.
Oh, I just want to know that there is one person in there that is truly on his side that is there to witness it,
Well, his wife should be there. I mean, of all people, his wife should be there, without exception.
I'm not sure if she got anyone to watch the kids or not, so that she could go.
It sounds like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, if you ask me, to not allow him to have his devices and completely closed. I mean, it doesn't get more corrupt than that, in my opinion.
I'm just wondering if it's going to be the same judge that set the bond amount, if it is a bond reduction hearing. That is because I'm not 100% sure yet.
That judge needs to be locked up.
But if it is bond reduction hearing, is it going to be the same judge that set the bond in the first place? 'Cause
I don't think so.
It'll be one of those two judges, either the original judge or the one that had him locked up this last time.
that's just, you know, totally.
I think is the judge who is this going? It's not going to be the judge who originally wrote him what he can have and what he can't. I don't think that judge can really rule on that. It would have to
I
be
don't
another
know.
judge.
I don't know. I can't. I'll have to look to see which one actually like did that. Because I'm not sure if it was the first judge or if it was the second judge that did that.
It was Chris Freeman who
Okay.
wrote the letter saying you can have these things but not these things. It was allegedly agreed upon by the other judge, Grogan, but we don't know that as a fact. It could have just been one of those rubber stamp things. It was Grogan who set the bond amount and signed the failure to appear warrant.
Yeah, so it has to be another judge because neither one of those judges can really hear that, you know.
Yeah,
I would
I
believe
think
it should be a
they
third
need to change the venue for the entire thing. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't think that even if they were going to trial for something that had nothing to do with any of this at all, I don't think they would ever get a fair trial in that county.
No, definitely not. It's the same, happens in most cases at the, bottom level. You're just found guilty no matter what. You have to appeal that and take it higher up to actually get a fair hearing.
Yeah, you got to follow the procedure of the court. Got to go through it, then appeal it, and go on from there.
Yeah.
And even in this unusual, well, it's not sad, but the way the court system works, even if it makes it to the Court of Appeals, once it makes it to the Court of Appeals, there is no testimony, there's no lawyers, there's no nothing. There's three men who sit and read the case, and they decide whether it's fair or not. And if they push it back onto the lower court. We accept your ruling, so forth and so on. But like once it gets to the appellate, to the Supreme, you've got three courts. You've got the state. When you get the appellate court, you got three people sitting there on that court. You don't have no testimony, no lawyers, no nothing.
So hey, Blind Man No Justice. So there's like a video titled "Here Comes the Deer." Is that you hunting? And did you kill it? And can we play that video?
I don't want to answer for him, but yes, that was him. I don't know about if he minds you playing it.
That was him. But like,
yeah, he definitely has a video on his channel of him shooting a deer.
Blind Man No Justice, can I play that video, please? Oh, cool. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I'm excited. This is gonna be cool. It's like 1 minute and 20-some seconds long, guys, so it's not, super long. But where is share screen? That's what I want to hit. Don't forget the audio. Okay. Here comes the deer. Share. There we go. Oh, of course it's not.
Oh, he's in a deer blind.
That's kind of funny.
Check backstage, Nolly.
Okay.
Thank you. I slipped out.
Oh, I know what the hell is going on. There we go.
Check backstage, Nolly.
Okay. Oh crap. Oh, so this isn't the one where you're actually shooting the deer? That is so cool though.
Hey, Nolly.
Yeah?
I'm up here twice. I'm going to turn on my camera so you can kick out the other one.
Oh, okay. I had no idea which. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay, I see. There we go.
Right on.
All right. Hey, 357, how are you? Oh, I hit the wrong one again. This is so confusing. I hate this. I am confusing myself deeply over here,
I'm up
guys.
here twice. I'm going to turn on my camera so you can kick out the other one.
Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. So is there a video over here of you shooting the deer? Believe in seeing Deer Hunt 2016. Okay, cool. All right. Yes, I sure can. Okay, deer. Oh crap. Wrong one. Shit, what was the title of it again? That's how long my memory lasts. Leaving to Sea in Deer Hunt 2016. Don't forget that now. Okay. I found it. Share screen, audio. I'm really excited to see this.
Mossy oak swamp bottom dew drop falling. Old Tom Asher in a hoot house calling. Nothing like the sound when the day breaks. Me and Daddy in the woods on Saturday. See, his granddaddy hunted these hills, and I hope someday that my kids will. He said, do me a favor before I'm gone. Love this land and pass it on. Pass it on.
Stop right there. You got to stop. Okay. Right there. All right there. Come back left. Left. Up a little bit. All right there. Pull the trigger. Dropped him on the spot.
You freaking smoked her, dude. Dude.
I had my ear.
Dude.
I turned the hearing aid.
You freaking smoked that doe, dude.
It's still not. I wasn't ready for that. Neither. God.
Oh, man.
Did he get it?
He freaking rolled that sucker.
Oh my God, he buzzed me out of my damn chair. Look at him go. Didn't I see a buck on that screen?
That was
The out, the hard out, everything before they'll wet. Don't
Really?
bring. Yeah.
Dude, my heart was pounding.
We got Zach. Zach
Dude,
told
you
Zach
oh,
told
man,
me
because the
first.
whole time I was telling you left and right, she was walking from one side to the other. She stopped. My heart started pounding. I'm going to have to tell this sucker pull the trigger.
Yeah, I could see part of the screen there, and I saw her. She walked that way.
Yeah.
She walked back
So you
this
were just pretty
way.
much following me. Holy God, that scared the crap out of me.
I know you said go right. I was about to fall out the chair. Damn, I can't go no further right.
Yeah, and then the dang chair squeaking, the floor squeaking. I
I am still ready.
Mhm.
Dude, that was awesome.
go, man, I'm glad of that. We're not going back into Angie.
That's
That's what I say. Well, yes,
So how long's it been?
6.5 years.
6.5 years.
Yep, I become blind in 2000, January 17th, 2010. And I killed one, that prior year in 2009. So it's been since 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 7 years.
We started out last year
Yep.
trying to make it happen, boy. Can't get it done, but I knew this spot right here was going to be it.
Right. I was gonna be really disappointed it wasn't, and I just had I don't know why I had a feeling. I thought, dang, deer probably slip up behind us. And I guess when I picked up my water bottle, or she might have smelled us, like you said, the wind.
Yeah, the wind's blowing away. It smells.
She blew.
That's what I say. That she didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was freaking awesome.
It's amazing.
But now we're not limited to one, right?
No, we can jack another back in it and sit right here. Till dark.
Heck yeah, the little big boy will come out now. We could talk some junk. I like to talk.
Dude, you freaking rock.
Yes, sir. I'll walk into that church and I'll be strutting just a little bit. Like a guy playing band on music.
Safety's off. She hot. Back to the center peg.
I tell you what, he done pretty good, didn't he? I mean, he's pretty
I
steady
told
on
you.
that thing. Yeah.
I said, I ain't got no lack of confidence. If anything happens, it's gonna be the equipment. It ain't gonna be,
Yeah, because he squeezed. Hey, he squeezed nicely because some people want to jerk a little bit. Heck yeah, now I wish I could God bless him. Scannel them horns on his head. That's still there.
I always say don't pass up the first one.
Yes, sir. Cause we still got some time here. Cause
I'm gonna burn my freaking ear muffin.
I know I'm God darn thing. Let me get these. Well, I thought these might work for earplugs after I turned them down, but we didn't.
my heart was pounding like I was behind the gun. The closer, the slower that deer started moving, the more he got on that deer, my heart like, and I was like, okay.
But one thing about it, he's pretty good. He put you on the biggest one.
Hell yeah.
He put you on the biggest one. That's freaking 7 years and we got it done, son.
Yes, sir. We said today was gonna be the day.
Yeah.
That smile. Oh my God.
Right?
You know he's grinning right now just listening to this, right?
7 years. I've been after this right here. And I don't know. Justin told me left, right, and I followed her all the way up the path until she finally got where I could get a good shot. He told me to squeeze the trigger. I squeezed the trigger and she dropped, hit the ground. She jumped up and took off running in the woods, but we got her. 7 years. And I finally reached my dream.
Yeah, boy.
I'm like,
Oh, Slickhead down.
Man, that was righteous.
Well done. Well done. That had to have been one hell of an experience. I can't. I can't imagine.
He's about to harvest another one, a buck, it looked like.
Oh, so you
Anyways.
harvested one that night?
Hey, Noli, I got to go. I got to catch some shut-eye. We got to get out early.
Okay, well,
Longer road ahead of us.
drive safe and all that stuff.
Right on. I appreciate you letting me jump up here. And
brother. Happy
Yeah,
birthday again.
oh, I appreciate that. I really do.
What the hell?
But y'all keep up the good fight. And I'm glad I got to be here for the experience, for that video for sure, man. I was smiling bigger than him. That was awesome.
Me too. Me too. I
So right on.
so many things I wish I could have given my dad, like just driving a vehicle again.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all be good. Be good at it. Love you guys.
Love you.
See ya.
That was so fucking badass.
Yeah.
He's a fucking pimp.
Well, Noli, I'm going to go. This old man has to go to bed, but I just want to tell you, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. You will do a wonderful job. So don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll be watching. If you're looking in the chat, I'll be in the chat.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, that feels good. Thank you so much.
Good night. Good night, Joe. Good night, 357.
Good night.
Oh my God, how cool is that, you guys? I mean, like, I don't care, even if there's like a vegan here, you have to admit that was fucking cool. Okay, no, I don't expect a vegan to say that was cool. I really don't. I have a few vegan friends, and you don't even want to shoot an animal who's coming after you to eat you. Just let it eat you. It's the nice thing to do. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. 357, you still have yourself muted, don't you? Unmute yourself.
I'm being sneaky. Hold on.
You sneaky. Man, you know what? Like, boys just in their beards these days is just crazy. I love it. I'm going to have a beard someday. As soon as I hit menopause, it's going to happen. My beard's going to be better than yours. Probably better too.
You can get a fake
I
one.
mean, you can go to like Joann's or something like that, or one of those Hobby Lobbies. I'm sure you can make that happen. You know?
I think it'd be cool. Like the bearded lady. Well, okay, the hot ones, not the ones that are like clearly hormonally challenged. I've only seen like 2 hot ones, but they were hot. I don't give a shit. They had beards and boobies, and I don't know what they had downstairs, but at that point, I didn't care.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Oh, God.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm okay with it.
See, I thought we weren't going to talk politics, and you start talking about beards.
Beards and boobies.
Oh,
Beards and
boy.
boobies.
Pretty much
Oh
politics.
man, politics. We can discuss politics all you want. There's not a politician out there that I don't think belongs in Gitmo. I think every last one of them, from your local mayor all the way up POTUS, they all belong in prison. That's me, huh?
I don't know. Ugh.
I think that Joe Biden belongs in prison. I think that Trump belongs in prison. I think Obama belongs in prison. I think that Bush belongs in prison.
Probably. There's a thing called treason. There's a thing called treason. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Clinton belongs in prison too, for many reasons. Except for he did do a good job on the economy, as far as I'm concerned. But everything else, fuck him, dude. He's a piece of shit too. Yeah. Trump belongs in prison.
I can pretty much agree with you on that. And yeah, again, I said I wasn't going to get into politics. Damn you. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with you on that. I was raised pretty conservative, but when I did my research and actually did my due diligence and learned shit, you learn that it's not what you're seeing. You're seeing just the surface, but you're not really seeing what's going on. But it takes a while, and it stings a little bit too. So I don't know, but a lot of people will never get to that point, and that's fine too. And I'm not here to make them get to that point.
Oh yeah, I don't believe in trying to pressure anybody into changing who they plan to vote for or what they believe in politically. I don't think that that's our place to do. That's their personal choice.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like them the way they are. Trump said I'm sure that you know who Trump said is. He's one of my dearest friends that I have met on the internet that I haven't actually met face to face. Like, we talk quite often. We are so different politically. I mean, he does agree with me with some stuff, and I agree with him with some stuff. But he's firmly on the right, and I'm firmly on the fuck both left and right. They both suck.
Mm-hmm.
They both belong to the same chicken. But him and I get along famously, and like I said, he's one of my dearest friends. I wouldn't trade him for the world, and I wouldn't change him for the world either.
Yeah. And like I don't know what I've been telling people that I'm close to, that I can actually talk to, that are local, is like I think it's more important to vote, pay attention to your local elections, right? Like the presidential thing is kind of to me, it's kind of just like a show, it's like a dog and pony show type of deal. It's exactly not really, it's not really doing too much. I mean, there are some things that they can influence, but for the most part, you got to get in your congressman, your senate, like, you know what I mean? That's what you got to get into. Like, it's the local stuff, I think, is more efficient to make a change. And I think that's where people need to start. But
yeah, if you can change things locally, that means you can change things nationally. But if you change things nationally, locally, it could not affect anyone.
All right.
I agree. There was an opening on my city council here just a little bit ago, and thanks to their gerrymandering, I could not participate or put my name in the hat. But this election, I'm running for city council because I'm sick of not being heard, And I'm sick of our local cops not having any accountability whatsoever. They don't have dash cams, let alone fucking body cams. And they refuse to get them, but then they throw their money at all this other bullshit. And it's like, then they use the, oh, well, we can't afford the cams. That's why we don't have them excuse. Bullshit. Cams are just as important as them having their handcuffs or their weapons or their radios. More so.
Yeah.
But the corruption that's here in my area, I mean, it's you wouldn't think so on the outside looking in. But if you do just the slightest bit of digging, it forces you to dig a little more and dig a little more and dig a little more, and it's disgusting. We have people running my local area.
Is it as bad as Leon Valley?
Yeah, worse actually. As far as so I'm sure you've seen what they did to Blind Justice here while he was here. That was bad enough. But as far as the corruption, as far as the money, that they must be embezzling it, because it doesn't make any sense. My major point when it comes to this is there's a parking lot in the police department that supposedly gets resurfaced every year, and it costs about $21,000, a little less, a little more, depending on, over the last 15 years, to have this done every year. I know for a fact it does not get done every year. It might get done once every 5 to 10 years, if that. But they're still shelling out $20-some thousand every year to have it done every year, and saying that it was done. I want to know where that money really went. Whose pocket did that go into? And that was what got me to start digging a little deeper and digging a little deeper. And I found much more sense. There is a road project. There's a road called the Blue Slough where I live. And it's right next to a river. And every fucking year, it never fails, the road starts to sink and go down towards the river. Well, there's a handful of contractors here in our area who always put in for the bids. And there's certain ones who always get, the jobs to go and repair that. Well, the amount of money that they're charging, and for the things that they say they're going to be providing and doing, which I know they're not going to be pulling out any like trees or anything like that. They're literally just going to repair that patch of the road. But they're wanting to charge for pulling out all these trees and shrubs and brushes and all this other crap. When one, there is a perfectly good logging road that belongs to the county. All they would have to do is pave it, and it would bypass that whole entire area, and we wouldn't have to worry about that road caving in anymore, because nobody would be traveling on it. But instead, they put out millions. Our county is so fucking poor, it's not even funny. And they shell out millions to their buddies who own these companies around here to go and do work that they're not even fucking doing.
Yeah, I was going to ask which member of the family in that company is a relative of someone on the council.
Exactly, or happens to be old business partners or whatever. Yeah, it's scary, because the more I dig into it, and I'm thinking, fuck, these people could make me disappear. And over millions of dollars in hillbilly land, and living so close to what we call the body dump capital of Washington. That's scary shit, dude. So I haven't done much digging over the past couple of months. I kind of quit here recently, and my last appointment to go and look at public records, I canceled it and did not go, because it honestly spooked me. But I plan on going ahead and getting on city council at the least, and maybe in a few years after that, climbing as high as I possibly can go. And trying to weed out these fucking criminals. there's no other way for me to go about doing it,
Yeah, it's just not easy. I mean, look at what's happening to Will Bradshaw, and I've forgotten her name, but she's on somewhere in Colorado. Keep seeing the council meetings going up, and she's trying to bring attention to the ketamine issue.
Oh, yes.
You know who I'm talking about, yeah, and what the rest of the council is trying to do to her. So, just be careful.
I will, but I can't remain silent anymore, and I can't. Even me yelling, as just a citizen, it does no good. They just kind of, fuck off, Noli. That's what they do. But and if I get too loud about certain issues, they will drive by my house. The cops will, from different towns that aren't in this town, that are in the next town over. They will drive really slow by my house in their squad car.
Yeah, intimidation.
Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool at all.
You got cameras up?
Yes, I do. B Squared, she's in here. She she has full access to my camera from wherever she's at in the world. And she can talk to people through it too. And she likes to pitch my partner shit. Whenever he's out on the porch or, coming home from work or whatever, she'll pipe up and talk shit or tell him to fuck off or mow the fucking lawn or some shit like that.
Yeah. If you haven't brought ice cream, then you can't come in, type of thing.
Yeah. She's got my back. I'm telling you, she's got my back. Yes, he loves to give you the middle finger. It's his favorite thing.
Hang on, Trippy, I don't have an accent. You lot have the accent. Get it right. Anyone want to come up and join us?
Yeah, come on up. Hey, wait a minute. We lost somebody. What the hell? 357, you vagina. Get back up here.
It's just a bit sneaky.
Yeah, G-Tag did that to me earlier, too. I didn't even notice he was gone. I felt like a jerk. Now I got phone calls to make tomorrow, so I'm sorry. I don't mind if, two people are having a really great conversation going on in my panel. I don't mind just sitting back and letting them have that conversation. I think that it's interesting to listen to. And sometimes it makes me feel like I'm ear hustling a little bit, and I like it. Nice, Sassy. Coffee sounds good.
Isn't it a bit late for coffee?
Not for me. It's only 9:30 in the evening. I drink coffee until I go to bed.
Okay. It's a bit late for me.
But wouldn't it be a bit early for you? Depending on how you look at it.
No, it's definitely a bit late. Give it another hour, then it'll be a bit early.
Ooh, Kitra, hey. Good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams. Oh, that's funny. You quit drinking alcohol, and I was just about to pour some whiskey. But unless I want to get up, I think I have to open a new bottle because my open bottle's way over there. I sound so fucking lazy, don't I?
Well, I know you're not. I know the reason, so it's not laziness, but it does come across that way.
Yeah. It's not worth getting up for.
You just need to strategically place bottles all around the place, so no matter where you are,
like
you've got on your hands reach.
Not on purpose, but yeah, pretty much. So there's one over. So I recorded yesterday, or I went live yesterday with my interview with Anuna, and so I went and I sat in a different chair because I didn't want to have to clean up my paint mess because it's just too overwhelming. I can't want to. So I moved and sat in a different chair so that you guys didn't have to see how sloppy I am. And there was one that I left over there from then because I went ahead and I know it was only 11 in the morning, but I added some whiskey to my coffee. It's caramel whiskey. It tasted good, okay? There's a bottle over here next to the chair I typically sit in. There's one in the bedroom where the studio is. And then there's one in the kitchen, and then there's one down there on the floor by the TV stand thingy. I don't know why it's there or how it got there. I must have been cleaning one day and just kind of shuffling shit from one spot to another, and that's where it ended up. But yeah, there's booze all through my house, and I'm not a heavy drinker at all.
Yeah, you're gonna get accused of it now.
I am. Oh, I don't care. They can accuse me. Anything they accuse me of, I can promise you, in really real life, I did worse. I've done worse. Way worse.
I've been working on a new video.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When are you going to be putting it up?
I'm trying to sort of get a bit of an update before I put it out because all the stuff I've got so far is from back in February.
Ooh, well, can you give us a little, a little bit of information to tease us with?
There was apparently after a soccer match, I have to use the American terms, there was a bit of a argument or fight between a couple of kids, probably around like 16, and police officer runs over and smashes one of them on the head with a baton.
What? Holy shit! Is he okay?
Yeah, I mean, the guy didn't die, but
okay,
had serious amount of
traumatic injury, I'm sure.
Yeah, some of the pictures are not for the faint-hearted.
Oh my god!
So I have put a warning before, at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, so I make sure that mine is like, even if I'm just talking about nothing, even if I'm just playing my keyboard and that's it, not even talking to anybody, anything I put up is 18 and over, period. My whole channel 18 and up.
Yeah, but
find it safer to do that than to worry about them taking your video down or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know what's going to sort of come up and chat when you invite us weirdos up here.
Right. Even though I have to say, I have not, nobody's done anything like fucked up so far.
That's good. Be careful. There's people that just do stupid stuff just to it's a laugh for them.
Yeah, well, I'm a firm believer that sometimes the laugh for one person is tears for another.
Yeah, trying to get someone's channel taken down for a laugh. It's not funny.
Yeah, that's just not funny at all. And the fact, especially if say it's a not a huge channel, but like a semi-large channel where they're actually using it for income, especially during this COVID thing where they may not be working a normal job and all they have is their YouTube shit and income coming in. I mean, that's just a fucked up thing to do to a person. Why would you do? That's worse than calling their job and telling their boss something to get them fired.
Yeah.
I think it's low. I couldn't never do that to nobody. Not that I haven't ever wanted to. I have. Love to you, blind man. Mwah.
Well, there are some cases when I can agree with saying something to someone's boss to get them fired. As long as what you're telling their boss is completely true.
Yeah. Yeah. And not just YouTube true, because, like people judge blind justice because of what they see on YouTube videos they post. And like, what you see is not everything that is going on. You have to understand that.
Yeah, you got, you know, proper facts to back it up.
It went great.
Not just hearsay.
It went great, Save the Humans. It really did. It was, and it wasn't, you know, grody or anything like that. It was very respectful. I think only one person said something, and that was towards the end, and it was Hot Rod, of course it was Hot Rod. He made a comment like, "Oh man, I've always wanted me a porn star from overseas." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, dude, you did not just say that. Shut up." I wanted to delete his comments so bad. But I don't know if she saw it. She did not let on that she saw it. But other than that, everyone was respectful and kind and inquisitive. And she got quite a few subs out of it too. And so that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and people who she's going to come on again, and we're going to discuss ADD and ADHD and hypnotherapy, because it is really, really difficult for somebody with ADD or ADHD or both to meditate and keep those thoughts and shit from entering their mind. Just random thoughts, or them talking to themselves in their head, or, you know, having that God conversation in their head while they're meditating. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to empty your mind. And it's proven to be almost impossible for some people to do because of their ADHD or ADD. And so that's something that we're going to talk about the next time she's on.
Okay. Hey, Sarah.
Hot gal. You know, I didn't talk to Hot Gal as Hot Gal because I didn't know it was Sarah for like the first 2 weeks that she had.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know you. What are you? Who are you? Go away. I had no idea who it was.
I suppose, you know, yeah, happens when people change their name.
Yeah, I've had this account for, I don't even know how long. I'd have to look. But I've never changed anything about it other than the picture, because, well, I had this picture that's up here on the screen now as my avatar for YouTube, but boys are dumb and they wouldn't leave me alone. And I didn't like that, and I didn't like being like automatically a stupid bitch or a stupid hoe or whatever. And so I changed it to a picture I took at a concert, and those kind of comments and things stopped. And the perverted comments stopped, thank God.
I keep changing mine when I keep getting more stuff. So I think it's good. I'm going to keep doing that. What do you think of my collection so far?
I think it's great, to be honest. I like it. I enjoy it very much. Oh yeah, B squared. That's right. Yeah, B squared used to be
Be circled?
No, brain mass. No, wait. Help me out here. Glandular mass. That's what it was. Yeah, and forever. And then she changed it to B squared 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. A while ago. Yeah, but you know what? When people do that, that throws me off too, because I never, you know, if somebody changes their name here on YouTube, I go with the changed name, and it's very confusing for me when somebody calls somebody else by their old name or by their real name when that's not the name that's on the screen. I always think, wait a minute, is there somebody here that I'm not seeing? Because I don't remember blocking anybody with that name before.
I don't know. I tend to have my own name for people and just call them that.
Well, see, I'm Noli though. I'm Noli at home. Like I'm Noli everywhere. Except for my dad and cops. Those are the only people that don't call me Noli.
Well, you know how I refer to you in chat. There's a little something extra.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. So it's things like that. So it's good to I find people know it's really me and not a clone.
Right? That's so lame. I can't. Somebody actually stole my like picture of my thing and tried to get onto someone's live stream the other night. Like onto their panel.
Yeah.
Well, while I was there, while I was in the live feed, like you're dumb. I'm right here. And thank God, it was 702's feed, and she'd asked, "Is that you?" And I'm all, "No, it's not me." Yelling at my screen, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, she can't hear me. I need to type this shit."
But yeah, there are people that do that. So it's kind of my little way of reassuring people that it's me, because someone would have to sort of study pretty hard to know, my little names for people. I'm giving people tips now. Shouldn't.
No, I think that's a smart thing to do. I've been accused of not being me a few times, but it's usually when I happen to be kind of in a salty mood.
I don't think anyone's actually tried to clone me. I mean, there were a lot of Joe Blacks on YouTube, so occasionally one will pop up, but they're not like pretending to be me. But it could happen. You never know.
Save the humans. People think that he's a girl. We'll quit wearing dresses all the time, dude. We wouldn't think that.
Yeah, it's probably to do with your underwear.
Oh, it could be. It could be.
Stop wearing nice thongs.
I have a guy friend who wears lady undergarments.
Okay, you gonna name drop?
He is a riot. Oh my god, I love him to death. And he's a guy too. He like builds stuff and like works in a job that's like manly and stuff, like in a mill. But he wears lady underpants.
Monty Python, the lumberjack song.
Oh my god, right. I never ever thought of that. I'm gonna have to send that to him now just to be a smart ass.
It's the first thing you popped up in my head, especially when you said works in a mill, or a lumber mill.
Yeah. Well, did you do it, B squared? Please tell me you did. You read the last two comments from B squared. Peg. See, now I feel like you guys do. Yeah, you guys should be very jealous of us for that right there alone. For that right there alone. Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
Well, yeah, back to the religion. No, seriously. If God was real, be a female. If God was real, she would be a female. You want to know why?
I would like to know why you feel that way. Yeah.
when 69ing, where is the guy's nose?
In her ass.
You never thought of that, have you? So,
No.
if God was real, should be a female.
Yeah, maybe. But you know, I don't know. God, yeah, Old Testament God was scary, dude. He was like a mobster that was. He was like the bad guy. I'm telling you. He would have his henchmen go and murder whoever, kill a woman for turning around and looking back for just a second. You know, yep, gonna turn her into a pillar of salt. Whenever he wanted somebody dead, he sent angels to go and do it, just like, you know, a mobster sends his goonies to go and do it. And it was love me or you go to hell. Do what I say or you go to hell. Don't be human or go to hell. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna abandon you, but that's after I flood the earth and murder everybody, and then, you know, make you fuck your sister. Yeah, you know, just I don't know. That's just.
Well, technically, First Testament, no mention of hell, but I get your point.
True. There is no mention of hell in the First Testament. No, wait. Isn't that, you know, Sheol? Is that not hell? Sheol. Sheol or Oel. That is hell. Is that not the Jewish version of hell?
I don't think so. Hang on.
I mean, it doesn't mention the devil, I don't think, but it mentions evil spirits. But I'm pretty sure.
Out again.
EOL, I think. Hey, how was your day? Babe.
What?
How was your day?
It was a day.
It was a day? You thought you were late, huh?
According to Google, it's not exactly hell, it's just a sort of place of darkness that you go after you die.
So, like, closer to purgatory than hell?
It's, I would say, closer to sort of nothing at all.
Oh, so probably more like what I experienced in my NDE. That was, oh, God, I hate it. I agree with Save the Humans. Just wanted to put that out there. If two people consent, rock on. Yeah, JD, that is exactly what she just got you into. And nose and asses. God's ass, to be you know, specific.
As long as we start getting into what was it, Lemon Party or something.
Into what?
I think it was called Lemon Party.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, you're probably better off that way.
Oh, so is this a term I must look up on the internet?
It's a term you don't want to look up on the internet.
You know, I'm going to now.
Kind of like looking up, what was that? Two girls, one cup.
Oh my God, I was so pissed off with, that made me so angry. My friend of mine sent that shit to my phone back when, like, it was still just flip phones that were available and, like, the whole camera thing was just kind of new. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's a war started that day of our version of porn bombing, which was to send a clip of porn that was really loud to someone else's phone, because back then that shit would just open up automatically and start playing, and like, you know, whoever was around you could hear it, and we would send each other this shit to embarrass each other wherever it happened to be, whether it was at work or at the store or on my way to church. Thank God it got there when it did. Oh, sorry, I just scared myself. Yeah. Me and a few of my friends were just horrible to each other in that manner. One of them's dead now. He got shot in the head 2 years ago. Him and this girl that he was dating, the girl's ex showed up and killed them both, and then took off.
Oh no.
It was it's still really hard to accept and to believe that happened to him and that he's gone. Especially the tragedy that's happened in that family. It's crazy that there's any left, but they bred so much that there's tons of them. But his sister, probably 10 or 12 years ago, was murdered. One of his sisters was murdered down in Vegas. And then his cousin went missing. And this was probably around the same time that the sister was killed. Went missing, and still to this day has never been found. Like, they don't know what happened to her. And there's just a lot of young deaths in that family. Sad. Oh, on the wrong one. Oh, so I'm gonna play a song again because I want to. But I'm trying to find the one that I want to play, and it seems like a bunch of these got deleted or something. I don't know. I want to play something that I haven't like exactly played much here.
You got any 70s porn themes you can play?
I've never tried. Oh my god, that's so funny. That is so funny. You know what? I should learn at least a little bit of it, just so that when people get all kinky or gross in the chat, I can, you know,
yes,
play that back. Wow. Oh, I love people. People are amazing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hack up a lung. I got COVID.
Text message.
Oh, I have a huge list of them, but I still suck at most of them. Holy moly. Oh, I found one from the 80s that might be fun. Okay. Yeah. Make sure this thing is on. I hate it when it's off and I go to start playing and there's no sound. Okay, well that's getting really, really long and annoying. I thought that song would be funner to play, but it is not. Funner, more fun, something like that. I found something better. Oh, I found something better.
There's a request for the Star Wars theme.
I don't know if that's on here, but I can look for it. I'm not even sure how it goes. I'd have to listen to it first, I think. I'm not a Star Wars fan, just so you know. I know, shame on me. I was born at the right time, but it just wasn't for me. Oh my God, there is. That is crazy. Okay, I'll try. That's all I can. I'll try. What the hell? Oh yeah, I guess I do know. Meh. That's all you get because holy crap, I think I picked the slow one.
That wasn't bad. That's the first time you've played that, I take it.
Yeah, and I don't really know. I mean, like it kind of. I remember like a little bit of it from like I don't know, maybe the porn parody. I'm sure that they had the song on that. I don't know. That's as close as.
How about
Go ahead.
a little bit of this? Here we go.
That feels really familiar. What was that?
It's also from Star Wars. The Imperial March.
I see. I like the bassier notes in that better than the high pitched notes of the opening theme song. Those the people that write the music for or the scores for movies and stuff, they just impress the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like, what do? They just sit down at the piano and like watch the movie without any direction and just pull it out of their ass, or what?
Yeah, I don't know what, because you got to think that it's got to be started beforehand. Really, you can't, have the whole film made and then right, we're just waiting on the sound, music for it.
Right?
So
there might be some kind of inspiration there. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, so you got to think they must be doing it off like storyboards and little clips and stuff.
Right. I'll have to ask Marty Ray, because I know that one of his songs got used on, I don't remember if it was a movie or a TV show here like last year. And I don't know if he wrote the song for that movie because I think it was a song that he already had written. Like, it was an old song, like one of the songs he wrote for one of the kids, I think. But it was really cool to see some of his original music on the screen.
Yeah. I've heard that guy. Is it James Gunn? Who does Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh yeah.
He basically got the music he wanted first, and then wrote the screenplay based off that.
That makes more sense. At least in my brain, the way it would work, because music inspires. Whether it inspires you to get up and do something, or it inspires you to write something, or I don't see too much how like reading a play or reading a story would inspire you to want to write music. Maybe I just that's the direction.
Yeah, just depends on the person, I suppose.
Well, I saved some really weird songs. Oh goodness, I know that Kitra went to bed, so I'm safe. Because she don't like country music, but this song is super cute and I like it.
Oh no, I've only ever heard one country song which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
The title was "There's a Guy Down." The title of it was "There's a Guy Works Down the Chip Shop, swears his Elvis."
I have no clue. I'm not familiar.
The second line of it was "He's a liar, but I'm not sure about you."
Yeah, I don't have a clue, man. I'm not big into country music though. I like a few songs, and that's about it. Well, I do like Johnny Cash. I love Johnny Cash, and I like old country music. But the newer stuff, not so much. And there are some country artists that are more bluesy that I do enjoy. There's this redheaded woman, I can't think of her name right now, but she did a few songs with John Lee Hooker back in the day, and I really like her. But I still, she's more blues than she is country, in my opinion. I'll find something else, though. I don't want to torture people with country music if we're all of the consensus that we don't really care for it.
Yeah.
It matters. Oh, I was trying to play Feel Good the other day. I almost think I got it. Maybe. I love that song. And so I think that there's like that song and like maybe 2 or 3 others that I like by the Gorillaz, and that's it. It's all like Serge Tankin and stuff. I love Serge Tankin. He's my like he's my freebie, I think. I don't find him attractive. I just really like his voice. Oh, here we go. I'll try this one.
Is that true? Save the humans?
Is he being a smartass?
Probably.
Oh shit! Son of a whore. I might not do this. I don't know. Yeah, nope, not gonna do this one. It looks too complicated for me right now. I just want to play. Yeah, I know I can play this one. I think I play this one good. Nobody else may think that, but I do. That was it. Wasn't it great? Oh shit.
Yay.
I don't know why they end the song the way that they do. I think that's the dumbest ending ever. The way I end it, with the pick all the keys and just smack them. That's the way they should end it. The Three Amigos bar song. I need the title to the song to look it up. I don't know if I'll be able to find it that way, but I will search Google and see if I can find it. My Little Buttercup is what it is called. Okay. Let me see if I can find a tutorial or something for it. Oh my God.
What?
Well, I think that I found it. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to listen to the damn song because I don't remember it. Tell you what, since they do have it on here, I will learn it. That way, I'm not trying to break everybody's ears by running through it the first time.
Well, I can run through it. Clip. Hang on.
Looks like somebody's in there with the ugly stick.
Where is it?
Oh, I thought I saw my phone go off. I saw lights on it.
There's something about this place that makes me so grim.
Here we go.
All right. We're going to do a little number for you, but remember, we're mid-19, so bear with us. Just like the old days.
Can you hear that?
Just barely. You can share it. Like, you can share screen.
Well.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky, and you and I might linger in the sweet by and by. Oh, dear little buttercup, with your eyes so blue. Little buttercup, you're a dream come true. You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, I love you. Everybody, my little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay out? When? You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Yeah, little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup, I love you.
So you know what was going through my head?
Nope.
Is I could totally see like Eric and damn it.
Liberty Freak?
No, Winston, damn it. I know what his
Otto.
YouTube name is.
Otto.
Yes, thank you. I can see them totally singing and dancing that shit. Like, all I can see was them doing that shit. I'm just like, oh my God, the greatest funny ever.
Thing is, yeah, if you shared the video, you probably get copyrights struck off and.
Well, I mean, I don't. My channel's not monetized anyway.
Yeah, but sometimes they shut down the stream.
Yeah, that would suck. Even though I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut down my stream because I gotta go pee really bad. and AJ is home now from work, so I need to like say hi and stuff.
Okay.
So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have
All
a
right.
great
Later, everybody. And, yep. Bye.
Bye guys.